So the Spar Floor comes in two boxes. First box is the arms. Within this box there are two arms. So you open it up. And the arms are metal and they are surrounded by bubble wrap so that they don't hit each other whilst shipping. One shorter length, which is the horizontal arm, and in this you have a small hole in either end, which is here, and that's where the grub screws go. And then we have a longer length here, which is a horizontal arm. It has a hole in the base, which is where you fix it to the base plate, and then it has a spigot here, which is welded together. It has a hole in the top, which is where you put the top fork. So these are our two arms for the floor light. The second box is this square one, which contains the base plate and the shade. So inside the box is the shade, which is assembled with a bracket, the electrical fitting, the base plate. So the base plate's quite heavy. The base plate is already assembled with a little cone on the bottom to make it look good, and a back clamp which is held in by two screws. Also inside this box is an instruction manual and a parts kit, and the parts kit contains these items. So we have three Allen keys, three different size Allen keys, the top fork which goes into the vertical arm. You then have a concave washer which goes on the bottom of the vertical arm. You have two small grub screws which help to fix the horizontal arm, and then one bigger screw, and this bigger screw goes into the concave washer and against the arm to fix it. These things will be inside a plastic bag. Okay, so we start with the base plate, which is the bottom of the light, and this is really heavy so that it gives the light stability and balance. Just by the way, the light has been tested for a tip test, so there's no way that under reasonable circumstances, if somebody bumps the light, there's no way that it's going to fall over. So we have our base plate. The first thing we do is attach the vertical arm. Okay. Yep. So basically all you do is stick the arm over the top of the spigot, like so. You then get your Allen key. So you get the big Allen key, the concave washer, and the big screw. As you can see at the bottom, you've got, when this arm goes on, it comes down on top of a pre-drilled hole and goes over the top of it. So you have a bigger hole which goes over a smaller hole. That smaller hole is what we're going to drill into. So we put our washer over the top to make it look good. And then we put our screw through the washer, through the hole, and into the center. We get our Allen key and we screw it up. Okay, so the second thing to do is put the horizontal arm over the top of the spigot. So you have your arm here, it can go on either way. And basically what you do is put it over the top and push it in. Coming close. Now, what you have is within here, there's a groove which has been made, and the idea is that this hole goes over the top of the groove, and what you do is you turn it round so the hole is facing downwards, so it's not so easily seen. Then you get your grub screw, your little grub screw, here, and you grab the smallest Allen key. What you're doing is you're putting the little grub screw into that hole and screwing it up so that it goes inside that groove. Once that goes in, it'll hold that arm together. So the last part of the parts kit is this V channel which we have to insert. So you get this one and you slot it in the top of the vertical, and it sits like that. And the function of this is that the cord comes through it and goes down to the bottom. The next thing to do is to attach the electrical cable, which we have here. So you start by putting the bulb end into this side. And you fix it the same way with a little grub screw into this hole. You screw it up and that will keep that fixed. And then you walk back. And then you bring the electrical cable over the top, place it through the channel. And bring it down so that it would fit through this bottom section. You then grab the last Allen key in your kit, and the idea here is that this cutout will screw in here, and with this tension you'll be able to pull the cord, pull it hard so it'll look good. So first of all, when you're doing this, you need to do one screw at a time, and you don't do it up completely the first time. So you do the first one like so, and you screw it in, and this is a little bit fiddly, and then you bring the cord through, and sometimes it's easier to do this with two people, but if you've got one person it's fine as well. And the idea is that with your left hand you'd pull this cord as tight as possible. The cord needs to be tight because that's the way it looks the best. And then when it's tight you push the clamp in, line the other screw up and screw it in like that until it's tight. And then you do the same with the other screw, which is already lined up. And from there, just go back. So from there, you have the most difficult part of the assembly. And this cord, we should tell the customer that this cord should always be pulled tight, because it then gives us our two triangle silhouettes, which is the whole point of the piece. So the last thing to attach is the shade, and you can see the shade has a bracket which has a circle on it, and this is where we attach it to the light that you've already assembled. So we get the shade, and we take off this plastic ring, which will already be on the bulb holder. We take that off. We put, you see here with the shade, there's a channel. And this channel is designed to act as a bridge and go over the top of this horizontal arm. So we put the ring through the bulb holder like so. And then we do it up by putting our plastic part in, and that basically squeezes everything together. You should make sure that the cord is entering from the top, so we don't want this to be like that. The cord comes in from the top, this comes down, and the shade just sits nicely like so. The last part is to put the bulb into the bulb holder, like so. And from there it's finished. So the idea in the end is that the line is perfectly linear. So we have the electrical cable, which is a straight vertical line, and we also have a vertical here. So when you're looking at the light from this direction, this cable, this vertical and this horizontal should all be directly in line with each other when you're looking from behind. We don't want it to be like that or like that. It can be if the customer so wants, but when we're presenting, it's important that all these